Surfing is all about wave selection and balance. Never let the best waves in life go by. You recognize an unlimited opportunity in business the same way a surfer senses the rising of a perfect wave. You pay close attention to the conditions. When they're all favorable, when they all line up, you grab your board and you position yourself for the ride of your life. In business, there are 9 conditions to pay attention to. And in the extraordinary event that they're all favorable, all present, you could have an unlimited business opportunity. Unlimited means no matter how big you can dream, you have the chance to work hard to build whatever success, whatever future you can imagine. Our business at this time is experiencing one of those rare 9-for-9 alignments. Grab your board and let's run through these 9 ideal conditions right now. Ideal condition number 1. The biggest industry at its biggest time in history. What would it be? It's the financial industry at this very moment. Right now, millions of people and trillions of dollars are on the move as the greatest economic story of our lifetime is now unfolding. That's extremely fortunate, because an unlimited business opportunity requires that you have access to massive numbers of people with massive needs. But where did all these people come from? In 1946, a phenomenon occurred after World War II. With victory overseas and an economic recovery in full swing, the U.S. birth rate skyrocketed, creating an age wave. 76 million babies all born within 18 years of each other, a generation known today as the baby boomers. From 2011 to 2029, baby boomers are crossing into retirement age as they turn 65, 1 every 7 seconds, 10,900 every day, for the next 13 years. In the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, they needed diapers, bikes, and then cars. Today, they need financial strategies for later stages of life. As if serving their enormous needs weren't a big enough opportunity, what about the needs of their children and grandchildren? Comprising the bulk of today's workforce, Generation X is 82 million strong, and right behind them are 86 million millennials. That's almost 250 million Americans who are in need of or seeking the services of the financial industry at this very moment. That's why we believe the financial industry, with trillions of dollars on the move, offers the biggest business opportunity now and in the near future. Compared to the real estate and retail industries, you may be surprised that the financial industry dwarfs them both. Almost 250 million people shifting trillions of dollars in one industry. On sheer size of opportunity, where does it make the most sense to position yourself? Consider that an estimated $59 trillion will change hands as the baby boomers and their parents pass on their accumulated assets to their heirs. Some estimates predict that the wealth owned by the entire population could reach $196 trillion in less than 50 years. When money moves between accounts and people, money is made. But if it's $196 trillion moving, fortunes will be made. Ideal condition number 2. For an opportunity to be unlimited, there must be an overwhelming need. Why do baby boomers, Gen Xers, and millennials need the services of financial professionals so desperately today? The answer is that many of them, if not the majority, are suffering from insufficient income, inadequate savings, and overwhelming debt. Statistics like these reveal the desperate situation shared by millions of Americans that has created a dread of the future more powerful than the fear of death. When asked which they fear more, most people say they're more afraid of the prospect of outliving their money than dying. Baby boomers, Gen Xers, and millennials share a growing fear of running out of money in retirement, and the majority also report an unhappiness with their current employment. With 66% of corporate employees unsatisfied with their jobs and searching for something new, a fulfilling career has become an overwhelming need for the majority of Americans. And for many of them, reaching retirement age won't be an escape from their unsatisfying jobs. Without the income and savings needed to retire full-time, and with 2, 3, or more decades of life ahead of them, it's a real possibility that they must continue to work to generate income. But thanks to advancements in medicine, nutrition, and technology, the older generations are not just living longer, they're living healthier. In fact, almost 3/4 of Americans have indicated that they prefer to work in retirement. Encore careers for retirement-age Americans are in ever-growing demand for those who can offer them. So far, we've talked about the overwhelming needs of individuals. But what about the needs of the largest industry in the world, the financial industry? Their great need is for distribution, a nationwide network of financial professionals who can reach America with their solutions. However, the industry's insufficient number of financial professionals is aging, without enough new professionals to replace them. According to a recent study, as many as 1/3 of financial advisors plan to retire over the next decade, and more than 237,000 new financial professionals will need to be added just to keep up with the demands of retiring baby boomers. Financial services for the unprepared, income for a longer retirement, new satisfying careers, an industry desperate for greater distribution. The overwhelming need for who we are and what we do best couldn't be more clear. Ideal condition number 3. Businesses are traditionally limited by the number of hours a leader can work and by the number of people they can work with. Removing both limits would enable anyone to build a truly scalable business. Our formatted leadership system is based on the true meaning of marketing. You build outlets and move products simultaneously in a scalable process that's easy enough for anyone to master. By running the system, you create a duplication factory that has no ceiling for growth or success. E-Myth author Michael Gerber said it best. It has been said, and I believe it to be true, that great businesses are not built by extraordinary people, but by ordinary people doing extraordinary things. But for ordinary people to do extraordinary things, a system, a way of doing things, is needed to compensate for the disparity between the skills your people have and the skills needed to produce the result. Ideal condition number 4. Along with a proven system, you must have a solid business platform you can build on. Creating your own company from scratch is fraught with costs and risks. The advantage of our business model is that you can build your business with a strong business platform behind you, avoiding many of the snares that trip up entrepreneurs attempting to go it alone. Consider the solid foundation our business gives you from day one. Hundreds of home office employees across North America working to help you with corporate backing and strategy, administration and support, marketing and event planning, compensation and recognition. But with our company, impossibilities become possibilities because the resources you need to grow quickly are already in place. Ideal condition number 5. The dictionary defines a client as one who is under the protection of another. You shouldn't be limited in your ability to put your client's needs first, which requires a wide range of products and services. Our financial strategies offer that wide spectrum you need. 3 distinct financial categories that empower you to choose the right direction to serve families with a broad range of products, from insurance to securities to investment advisory. Ideal condition number 6. An unlimited opportunity must be supported by products from some of the best companies in the world. World-class support starts with a great name, a reputation of excellence, and a record of helping people plan for their financial futures and build wealth by managing their assets. A truly unlimited opportunity is backed by a mission that resonates deeply with everyone, especially you. Our mission is big, bold, and it's one you already believe in: to help Americans from all walks of life achieve financial independence and reach their dreams. This is ideal condition number 7. The behaviors and attitudes of today's post-recession families reveal that financial security has become far more important than becoming rich. The new reality is to protect savings and create enough income to live comfortably. But with all that's transpired over the last couple of decades, that's easier said than done. Consider that in the past, a typical American retirement income came from 3 primary sources: personal savings, Social Security, and a company pension. This 3-legged stool of retirement, once reliable and strong, has now all but crumbled with the shift to personal responsibility. In 1980, the majority of employees relied on a defined benefit pension plan provided by their employers for their primary retirement income. You can see by the falling numbers that company pensions are almost completely a thing of the past. They've been replaced by defined contribution pension plans, which we know as 401ks. This has dramatically shifted the responsibility for properly funding and managing retirement accounts from the employer to the employee. The end result is that today, the burden to create retirement income now falls squarely on the shoulders of the individual, many of whom are ill-equipped to do so. What about the government's help with Social Security? If you examine the numbers for today compared to decades ago, you'll discover that demographics have changed the realities of Social Security. In 1945, human life expectancy was 63. Today, it's almost 80, with many reaching their mid-80s, 90s, and even age 100. People are simply living longer than ever before. Back then, there were only 9 million people over age 65. Today, there are over 46 million, with an additional 10,900 turning that age every day. But the most troubling figure that puts Social Security's future in question is the number of workers contributing versus the number of recipients receiving benefits. In 1945, there were 42 covered workers contributing for every recipient of Social Security. But today, that ratio has dropped to less than 3 to 1. Only 2.8 workers' contributions support each recipient of Social Security. This ratio is only going to get worse. With pensions all but gone and Social Security in question, the individual, who was once heavily supported by their company and the government, must now depend on their own personal savings to secure their financial future and a comfortable retirement. That's where we come in. Our first and most important mission is to provide our clients with a solid financial education about how money works, so they can take control of their financial future. Albert Einstein is quoted as saying, "Compound interest is the greatest mathematical discovery of all time." When you save or invest, compound interest works for you. When you borrow, compound interest works against you. Another quote attributed to Einstein is, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." The Rule of 72 is a great mental math shortcut to estimate the effect of any growth rate. It's an approximation of the time it takes for money to double. Here's how it works. If you divide the number 72 by your interest rate, the result is the approximate number of years it will take for your money to double. At a 1% rate of return, it will take 72 years for $1 to turn into $2. Here's a scenario to help you visualize how mathematical concepts like the power of compound interest and the Rule of 72 work. A $10,000 lump sum one-time investment at 1% would double to $20,471 in 72 years. If the return increases from 1% to 4%, what do you think happens? Instead of 72 years, it now takes only 18 years for money to double. If we use a steady 4% rate of return in our compounding example, $10,000 over the same 72 years grows to $168,423. The difference between 1% and 4% is 8 times the money. To really visualize the difference that rates of return can make, let's take it one step further. If we double the rate of return from 4% to 8%, it takes half the time, 9 years, for money to double. If you've ever thought a difference of 1 or 2% won't amount to much, you're seriously underestimating the power of compounding, and you'll pay a price in the long run. What a difference 4% more makes. Your lump sum investment becomes over $2.5 million at a steady 8% rate of return. That's 15 times more than settling for 4%. Financial principles like the power of compounding are critical for everyone to understand. Knowledge is essential to build a financial future. How different might your retirement be if, over the course of your working life, you got an 8% return instead of a 4% return on your money? Also, please remember that the return and principal value of investments can fluctuate over time. Here's another way to visualize the Rule of 72 in action. As your rates of return increase, your money doubles faster. In fact, it's exponentially faster. If you double your return from 4% to 8%, it's not double the money, it's actually 4 times the money. Consider how this might impact the life of someone you know, retiring with $160,000 instead of only $40,000 by making the Rule of 72 work for them. Our mission is to share these concepts with every American so they can put their money to work. How much money in this country would you guess is earning less than 1% today? Would you be surprised to learn that it's over $12 trillion? With all that money sitting stagnant,
How will Americans ever grow their money and build wealth? What rate of return is your money earning? How about your family and friends? And the money of people all around you? What if you could create a business that educated and empowered them to harness the Rule of 72 and help them find a way to double their money faster? Now you're starting to see the importance of our mission. And it becomes even more clear when you understand how taxes can impact the doubling of your money. If you pay taxes on your long-term capital gains like most do, the Rule of 72 actually becomes the Rule of 85 or even 90. If you're paying 15% taxes and earning an 8% rate of return, your money will take 18% longer to double. It's 25% longer if you're in the highest tax bracket.
So how do you reduce the impact of taxes? Consider this analogy. If you were a farmer, would you rather pay taxes up front on low-cost seeds or later on the value of your entire harvest? The answer is obvious. It's the seeds. So then why do so many people act counter to this logic when it comes to saving for retirement? They default to using pre-tax qualified plans like 401ks at work or traditional IRAs to save for retirement to avoid taxes on their seed money. The problem with this decision is that when they're ready to use that money in retirement, their entire harvest becomes fully taxable. Doesn't it make more sense to make contributions to an after-tax retirement account like a Roth IRA or 401k using after-tax money so you can harvest all the gains in retirement tax-free? Tax deferral and reducing current taxes can be advantages, but deferring the payment of taxes on 401ks and traditional IRAs until retirement can be a financial disadvantage, depending on actual circumstances. But there's another tax implication to qualified plans that shouldn't be ignored. They also defer the calculation of taxes. Will you be better off paying taxes now or in the future when the tax rates could be higher or lower? This depends on your individual circumstances, so it needs to be examined closely. Well, perhaps we should check if taxes are going up or down using history as a reference. As high as taxes may seem today, the average tax rate over the past century has been significantly higher. In fact, for the majority of that time, it was over 50%. So what about the future? Given the fact that our nation is trillions of dollars in debt, where do you think taxes are going? Up, right? So thinking back to our seed and harvest analogy, and considering the strong signs that taxes may be significantly higher in the future, wouldn't it make sense to avoid tomorrow's uncertainty by taking advantage of today's historically low rates? When it comes to your retirement, doesn't it make sense to remove as much risk as possible? And there's no greater risk than market risk. Many people invest in the stock market. Here's a chart of the S&P 500 index since the year 2000. There were some terrific stretches of growth. However, there were also years of devastating loss. There were two periods specifically in which the index lost half or more of its value. As a result of those drops, not factoring in inflation, the total return over that entire 16-year run has been a mere 33.8%. That's only 3.7% per year. If we factor in inflation, the annual return drops to a dismal 1.6%. Now apply what we've learned about the Rule of 72 to these returns. Imagine how long it would take for your money to double at a rate of return that's little more than a typical savings account. This reveals how mission critical it is to do everything possible to avoid the impact of losses. The more you lose, the more you must gain to get back to even. If you have $10,000 and suffer a 50% loss, how much money would you have? $5,000. What does it take to fully recover your money? It's not a 50% gain as you may think. That only gets you back to $7,500. It actually takes a 100% gain to fully recover from a 50% loss. The financial concepts we just covered are part of the education we use to empower our clients. Taking advantage of compound interest is the central goal. But how do we actually help them minimize taxes, minimize market risk, and activate the power of compound interest? A great example of one of the tools we use to help our clients is Indexed Universal Life Insurance, also known as IUL. Though no one product can meet all the needs of every client, the IUL is a multifaceted tool with the heavy lifting potential to meet many of our clients' needs. It's for this reason we like to think of it as the Swiss Army knife of financial strategies. Here are 4 of its core features. The first feature is life insurance protection, which can enable you to leave a tax-free inheritance to your heirs. Indexed universal life insurance is not a security, and indexed universal life insurance policies are not an investment in the stock market or in the indexes. Indexed account interest is based in part on indexed performance. Then, you have the prospect of growing your money with zero market risk. Your account value can grow with the market up to a certain level, or cap, which can be as high as 12 to 15%. This allows you to capture the upside potential of the market and apply the Rule of 72 concept to your money. However, unlike many other financial vehicles which expose your money to the market's downside, the zero market risk feature of the IUL, called a floor, shields you from all market losses. Let's see what it might look like to have the market's upside potential working for you, while a floor protects your money from its downside. Here's a hypothetical scenario in which the market continues up 10% one year and down 10% the next for 10 years. Without a floor, and due to the impact of losses, your account would experience a slow but steady decline, making it impossible to grow your money. But with the IUL's floor in place, you're protected against the impact of market losses, and your ability to take advantage of the market's gains allows you to lock in growth over time. What a difference the zero market risk of the IUL can make! With a floor in place and the market's upside locked in, you now have the opportunity to grow your money and create your own income stream for retirement. Since an IUL is funded with after-tax money, like the smart farmer who paid taxes on the seeds, you're able to enjoy your harvest tax-free. Together, you have 3 strategies in place to help you escape market risk, grow your money, create a tax-free income stream in retirement, and leave a significant legacy for your heirs. So what could derail the future you've worked so hard to create and protect? This is where the 4th benefit comes in. The IUL doesn't only benefit your family when you're not around, it can protect them from the emotional and financial burdens of long-term care. Doesn't it seem like almost everyone has experienced the emotional and financial devastation of a long-term care situation? The statistics back this up. 7 out of 10 Americans will need long-term care. Sadly, only 22% have planned for it. That's unfortunate because long-term care can be very expensive. The average annual cost of nursing home care could reach $226,000 in long-term care expenses. That's more than the median cost of a house. Think about this. How would your income, finances, and lifestyle you worked so hard for be affected if you unexpectedly had to pay off your mortgage in 2.5 years? The extra cost of the long-term care feature of an IUL can help protect against this kind of threat. With such a wide range of benefits working together to help you build your financial future, the Swiss Army knife of financial strategies is a fitting term. And this is just one of the powerful financial tools we use to fulfill our mission to educate our clients and help them build the future of their dreams. A mission of this size and scope requires a successful, experienced, engaged, and accessible leadership team behind you, which brings us to ideal condition number 8. Year, our company is setting new records of total associates with life licenses, leaders helping new team members position themselves to serve families and create their own success. Unlike a traditional corporate business in which there's little incentive to help people below your level, our team of leaders work together to extend extra support to uplift new associates so you can achieve success quickly. And your success starts with our final condition. Ideal condition number 9, an unprecedented compensation program. Unlike the corporate world, our leaders are uniquely incentivized to help you maximize your earnings and reach your potential as a financial professional and entrepreneur. We offer a robust compensation plan with 4 distinct ways to earn income and grow at every stage of your success. You'll begin by walking clients through the financial concepts and tools that are at the heart of our mission. As you open new doors for your clients and help them make smart financial decisions, you can generate your own personal income. Then, as you develop your business, you can build others to help clients just as you have. As they progress, you can earn additional income from their success. With your team's growth, you can expand your business and income further by opening multiple offices with no geographic or territorial limitations. By becoming one of our top leaders, you can participate in a portion of a world-class financial organization's bonuses. Our unique compensation system has helped us become an organization with success that's skyrocketing. For instance, take a look at our company's total annual income paid to our field leaders. What was $267 million in 2011 is now approaching $750 million this year alone. At a growth rate like this, 2016 could be our first billion-dollar year. And when you look at our associates' average and highest earnings, you can see what success really looks like. Entry-level leaders with full licensing average $80,000 per year, with the highest exceeding $900,000 per year. Leaders at our top field executive positions are averaging over $1 million annually, with the highest earning over $10 million. With no limits to how much you can earn, you also enjoy the freedom of having no boss, no set work hours, no layoffs, and no limits to how big you can build your business. Also, there are no restrictions to how you can get started. You may decide to simply remain a client for now as you grow your financial knowledge and utilize our products and services to secure your financial future. Or you may choose to begin right away on a part-time basis. We'll walk you through the process of getting licensed and appointed so you can start helping families quickly and start building your business on your own terms. Finally, you may focus your efforts full-time, not wasting a minute, building the business and future of your dreams with our diverse incentives fueling your success. The conditions are perfect. The opportunity is